How's it going, everybody? Texas Man here. I hope you guys are all having a spectacular day. Please give this video a thumbs up if you guys really enjoyed. Subscribe if you guys have not already. Also, do me the biggest favor of all, hit the bell notification button so you guys don't miss out on future videos or streams here on the channel. Also, please head over to Twitch. Follow me at Douglas447. That is Douglas with a capital D 447. No spaces. I do streams from there a lot. So make sure you guys head over there. And of course, we're going to be continuing on reading through my book series. We're going to be continuing on with the Chronicles of Unit 4. This is for the Chronicles of Unit 4 3, the Universal War. If you guys want a copy of this, please let me know in the comment section. You'll have to give me your email address. I will send it to you via a Microsoft Word document. So make sure you guys have that. And you guys can read along with me if you guys are interested. So this is, of course, the third book in the Chronicles of Unit 4 series. And if you guys haven't had a chance to check out the Chronicles of Unit 4 1 or 2, make sure you guys check out those videos. They are, of course, going to be in the playlist of books. So you guys can get to those without having to use the search engine or look through all my past videos. You'll be able to just find it. It's all in one playlist just for your guys' ease. My goal is that in this book, I'm going to divide it up into two parts. This is really short. This one's only like 14 pages. 13 pages. So we're going to read the first two chapters, and then that'll be it for this part. And then part 2 will come out very soon. I'm just dividing it up so that the videos aren't extremely long for you guys, and it also gives me a break so I can catch my breath a little easier and my eyes. So we'll read the intro and then we'll get right into the book. Enjoy. Introduction. It has been about 2,000 years since the famous galaxy war. Peace remains in the galaxy, but galaxies are just part of a universe. Evil returns for a third attempt to take over God's creation, but instead of one evil leader, evil has come in the form of an eight-eyeballed man and Douglas's father. I, Douglas Armstrong, form a third team consisting of Phil, Abby, Paul Woodson, Dale Keller, and myself. Using a base underneath my house in Roseville, Michigan, my team does the following to aid the GRG to win this war. We travel through time to receive advice from Ashbecca, travel to Earth to realize it still exists, travel to new GRG-owned worlds, and battle the two leaders with lightsabers. Who will win the battle between the humans and the Coltons? Find out. Chapter 1. The Magic Door. The year is 2020. The year is 2010, and that means that the famous Galaxy War, which marked a new beginning of earlier time, ended about 2,000 years ago. Ash left scrolls with the stories that I have told to you, but now I must continue this tough journey with my story of heroes, evil leaders, wars, and unfortunately the death of some of the best men alive. It wasn't too long ago until I found scrolls, allowing me to uncover all of Unit 4's secrets. These secrets were kept in a secret room several years in the past. I found a secret room on June 3rd, 2005. The room was discovered when my family and I moved to Roseville, Michigan on this planet called Earth 2. In my room, I found out that my closet was an elevator to an underground base containing what I call Nick's scrolls in honor of his death in the Galaxy War. Once I was inside of this underground base, I learned about the secrets of the 1st and 2nd Unit 4 team and the mission these teams completed during their time to save our planet from annihilation. Other scrolls told about the villains, including the evil Darth Vader, the wrathful Morg, and the aggressive Darth Upday. Several scrolls told about missions in full detail, which led me to write the first 2 chronicles of this story. My most interesting scrolls were the following: the step-by-step process of how to build a spaceship much like the once powerful NS-7 T-14, and the possibility that Darth Upday's brother would seek revenge for his brother's loss during the previous war. With this information, a secret base with unfamiliar weapons and more, I decided to form another Unit 4 to ensure that Earth 2 would be in safe hands. Philip Abbey, a young man, same age as me, agreed to join my team after reading the first 2 chronicles and seeing the underground base. Philip was able to become responsible for naming the base this, 53N OT4 base. The name 53N OT4 simply means that this base is 53 miles underground, north of a church, and it is perfect for the operations of a team with 4 members. Present day. It has been 5 years since the discovery of the 53N OT4 base. Phil and I had just found 2 other humans to complete the 3rd Unit 4. Who is the complete team, you may ask? The answer is Philip Abbey, our weapons specialist, Paul Woodson, our scientist nerd and advisor, Dale Keller, our future spaceship driver, and me, Douglas Armstrong, the team's leader. This ends today's video log on September 10, 2020. It is now September 17, 2020, and the time is 8:59 a.m. Douglas was currently playing chess against Paul and wasn't winning against a strategy mind like Paul. Phil ran from the radar room inside of our base to inform Douglas that President Adam was waiting to speak to Unit 4's leader. "Sorry, Paul, but life isn't all fun and games," said Douglas. Douglas walked away from the kitchen table, passed up his 3 friends that were the same age as himself, and picked up the phone. "Hello, this is Douglas Armstrong," said Douglas. "It is great to finally hear the voice of Unit 4's leader," said the President. "I have some disturbing news about both Earth 2 and the Moon," said the President. "NASA has learned that the Moon that orbits Earth is starting an impact course towards Earth 2, said the President. "What can my team do?" asked Douglas. "I have sent a car to pick up your team to board a spaceship to destroy the Moon before this planet no longer exists," said the President. "You can count on Unit 4 to get the job done," said Douglas. The car arrived at Douglas's house about 10 minutes after the call, and after saying goodbye to Douglas's father, Mr. Dave, we entered the car and traveled to the space station owned by NASA. The city that this station is located in is called Port Huron. "Why is your father called Mr. Dave and not Mr. Armstrong?" asked Paul. "I don't know," said Douglas. Soon Douglas would learn that it meant his father had turned to the evil of the universe. 2 hours later. "Launch the spaceship," said Douglas. "Countdown begins now," said Phil. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Blast off! And away they went to save Earth 2 by destroying the Moon. On the way to the Moon, Unit 4 discovered something terrible. A black hole. "That isn't any black hole. That's the same one that the 2nd Unit 4 team entered," said Phil. "Guys, we have a serious problem," said Dale. "What is it?" asked Douglas. "We are caught by the black hole's gravitational pull," said Dale. Unit 4 braced themselves, not knowing what exactly was going to happen. 3 minutes later. Unit 4 was transported out of the black hole and saw that it had led them to Earth 2. That couldn't be true, since this planet had a nearby sun and the Moon was in its normal rotation. "We are low on fuel," said Paul. "Plot a course to that planet," said Douglas. 10 minutes later. The spaceship that Unit 4 was on board crashed into Veterans Memorial Park. The team quickly ran to the emergency door to escape and left the ship before someone or something arrived. Unit 4 took off their NASA spacesuits and acted as if they belonged on this planet, while police, firemen, and ambulances arrived at the crash. "What are we going to do now? And where are we?" asked Phil. Suddenly, a 12-year-old boy grabbed Phil by his shoulder. "Welcome to Earth," said the boy. "Who in the world are you?" asked Douglas. "I am Ash Becca," said the boy. "That can't be true, because Earth was destroyed over 2,000 years ago," said Paul. "We are the 3rd Unit 4 team from Earth 2, said Douglas. "So you discovered the secret elevator in my house, in my room?" asked Ash. "Yes," said Douglas. "Would someone tell me what is going on here?" asked Dale. After putting the pieces together, Unit 4 realized the following. The black hole they entered was not the same one from the scrolls. The black hole had sent them about 2,000 years into the past. Ash knew that they were coming because of his vision power, and that there was only one way to return to the team's planet and time. "Where is this magic door that will send us back to our time?" asked Phil. "Luckily, it's in my room," replied Ash. Unit 4 and Ash began the long walk to Ash's house, which was really only about a 10-minute walk from the park. Finally, at 2:15 p.m., they arrived at the house. The motionless object had a round driveway and a gigantic backyard in which Ash played in with his brother Tom, until Tom disappeared. "Hey Ash, since Nick's scrolls weren't complete, is there anything else you want to tell me?" asked Douglas. "Yes, there is one thing," said Ash. "The Earth was never destroyed, like the foreshadower saw," said Ash. "Instead, a man named Octay Punny led his army of Colton soldiers and took over the planet," said Ash. "In the scrolls, it says the president at the time and others left Earth and traveled to Core Cloud," said Douglas. "Yes, because of spaceships the government secretly built," said Ash. Unit 4 and Ash entered the house and was amazed at the interior. You couldn't guess that Unit 4's leader lived in a pathetic, run-down, and creepy house as this one. "This is it," said Ash. Phil, Paul, and Dale stepped through the gold-colored, rectangle-sized magic door and were transported back to their time. "Don't you want to come with us?" asked Douglas. "If I leave this time zone, it will disturb the timeline, and nothing may exist. Besides, if I were to enter, my years would return to me, and I would die for sure," said Ash. "Since we don't have a spaceship of our own yet, could you destroy the moon when you get to check out that spider?" asked Douglas. "Yes, I'll do that," replied Ash. Douglas walked through the magic door and realized that it worked. Unit 4 was at all of their stations before the president called. Dale was doing target practice, Phil was at the radar room, and Douglas was playing chess against Paul. It was as if nothing had happened. "Wasn't that a cool magic door or what?" asked Douglas. "What are you talking about?" asked Phil. Douglas realized that for some reason only he remembered what happened, and so he told his friends what occurred. Douglas ran to the television in the base and learned that the moon had been tiny asteroids ever since the Earth's last days. "I want us to start construction on a spaceship," said Douglas. "Phil, I want you to watch the scanner and come up with a name for the ship, while Paul and Dale start building it," said Douglas, taking the elevator upstairs to finish his high school homework. Chapter 2: Earth's Return. Unit 4 had just finished adding on atomic missiles, nuclear missiles, and side cannons onto their spaceship. "We have done it," said Paul. "Now we need Phil to come up with a name," said Douglas. "Go get Phil so he can name the spaceship," said Douglas. Phil was brought to the base hangar where they had built not only a spaceship, but they also had turned the backyard into a secret landing pad. "Have you come up with a name for our spaceship?" asked Douglas. "Yes, I have decided to call the ship the MT6D81, said Phil. "What does that stand for?" asked Dale. "It stands for the many adventures over time with 6 atomic missiles with destructive cannons and can travel 81 miles an hour, said Phil. "What are you going to do with the MT6D81? asked Paul. "We're going to another planet that I believe Darth Uptay's brother, Octay Punny, may be preparing to strike us from," said Douglas. Unit 4 grabbed blaster rifles, a dirt load of ammunition, C4, grenades, and strange metal sticks. "We are prepared for launch," said Dale. The team boarded the gigantic ship soon after the hangar doors opened. The ground began to shake, and Douglas gave the order to begin the countdown. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Blast off! "Phil, whatever you do, do not enter Sector 21, or else we could die because of the black hole," said Douglas. "Yes, sir," said Phil. Several hours later. Phil was still driving the MT6D81 while the other members were trying to determine what these metal sticks were. "Hey guys, we have arrived," said Phil over the ship's speakers. Within seconds, Unit 4 was in their seats and prepared for the descent. 4 minutes later. Unit 4 had passed into the Earth's atmosphere, allowing the team to see the remains of a once powerful planet. The remains of dead humans were in piles and towered several feet each. Not one building remained standing, and even the Statue of Liberty was without its head. "Hey guys, I know what these things are," said Paul. "What are they?" asked Douglas. "They are lightsabers," said Paul. Douglas received the green lightsaber, the one that Ash carried, and Phil received the purple double-sided lightsaber after putting it to a vote. Minutes later. Unit 4 had handed the ship. Unit 4 had landed the MT6D81 on the remains of New York City and had already departed from their ship's interior. "I have surprised to help us search for Octay Punny safer and easier," said Phil. Phil pulled out a remote and pressed the button. The hangar door to the MT-6 D-81 opened, revealing a tank. "This is my latest and greatest invention," said Phil. "Cool, but what is it exactly?" asked Douglas. "I call it the 63NO, or is a 63 cannon tank with numerous seats and oxygen sealed," said Phil. Unifor entered the 63NO and began the search for Octopunny. 1 hour later. "Get down!" yelled Phil. Unifor had found Octopunny and a guard patrol of 30 Colton soldiers. A Colton is a creature with the body of a human, yet the head of a lizard. Phil and Douglas were outside of the 63NO, while Dale and Paul continued to blast the enemy with machine guns, missiles, and cannons inside of the tank. "We have to retreat," said Dale to Douglas, using the earpieces. "No, we can hold them," said Douglas. Bang! Both Phil and Douglas were shot in the leg. Out of the shadows came a man with 8 eyeballs and a double-sided red lightsaber. "Tell your friends to cease fire, or you'll die," said the man. "Who are you?" asked Douglas. "My name is Octopunny," said the human, with an odd face. "Guys, this is Douglas. I'm ordering you to cease fire and to surrender," said Douglas on his earpiece. The members did as they were ordered. "General, take them to my prison village, near my palace," said Octopunny. "Yes, sir," said the general, which was a human. The team was taken to the prisoner village after Dale turned on a shield, so Octopunny could not destroy the 63NO tank. 1 hour later. "What are we going to do?" asked Paul. "I'm thinking, okay," said Douglas. "Guard, can I have a minute alone with the prisoners?" asked the human general. The guard left the prison cell that Unifor was inside of. "Are you 4 okay?" Whoa. asked the general. "What do you care?" asked Douglas. "My name is Technoma the Village Ewepilist, or Tilk Timer for short, and I am a GRG spy," said the general. "Then what are you doing as a Colton soldier so close to Octopunny?" asked Douglas. "I was sent here to give insight to the GRG about Octopunny, and if you plan to start a war against us," said Tilk. Tilk released Unit 4 from the prison cell and showed them the way to the armory to regain their special weapons. "Tilk, what are these Colton weapons used?" Use? asked Douglas. "This is a not. This is called a Znata gun, and when you pull the trigger, it shoots a plasma blast that causes whatever it hits to disappear after great pain," said Tilk. "Halt!" said the guard, the one that was sent away by Tilk. Unifor looked around to see that Tilk was missing. The Colton guard pointed his Zata gun at the team, and then Tilk shot the guard in the head with Tilk's own Zata gun. The team watched as the body disappeared from their sight. "If I may, I think it's time we all leave before more Coltons find out that you are missing," said Tilk. Unit 4 and Tilk found the exit and began the long walk to the 63NO and the MT-6 D-81. Location: Octopunny's base. "Sir, the prison guard is dead. Unit 4 has escaped and Tilk is missing," said the Colton captain. "Prepare a strike force of your 50 best men. Find them and kill them all, including Tilk," said Octopunny. "My lord, Tilk isn't an enemy. He's probably a hostage," said the captain. "I just received a file on Tilk, and it states that he is part of the GRG, the people that killed my brother, and may be planning my death as we speak. I do not think that Tilk plans to return," said Octopunny. "It will be done," said the captain. 1 hour later. "Look, it's the 63NO," said Phil. "Let's get that tank in your spaceship and depart from this rock," said Tilk. Paul and Tilk deactivated the tank shield and traveled inside. Kaboom! "Let's move a little faster," said Douglas. The 50 Coltons had found Unit 4 and Tilk. "Get inside of the MT-6 D-81 while Phil and I hold off the Coltons," said Dale to Douglas. Douglas boarded the ship and opened the hangar door. The 63NO fired its guns at the enemy while backing up into the ship. "Phil, get out of here," said Dale. Paul and Tilk left the 63NO, raced to the command bridge, and started the takeoff procedures. "Dale, let's go," said Phil. Dale began to run towards the ship, but was shot in the head by the Colton captain with his Zanta gun. The MT-6 D-81 departed from Earth as Tilk agreed to take Dale's place to defeat Octopunny. Sir, we have low fuel, said Paul. Find the nearest planet that isn't controlled by Octave Punny, said Douglas. Location, Earth, Octave Punny's palace. Sir, Unit 4 has escaped along with Tilk, yet I was able to kill this member, said the Colton captain. The Colton captain showed what remained of Dale Keller to his lord. Good job. Yet soon I will finish them once and for all, said Octave Punny. And that's going to do it for me, guys. This is going to end the video. I will pick up with Chapter 3 for Part 2 coming out very soon. You guys have a good one.